Alright, what's going on, guys? Super Mario Hoops is back. I just tried to record the video about like a minute ago. It just kicked me from this. Just kind of got like shut out. Whatever. We are here now. We're gonna be talking about 10 unexpected transactions in NBA stars in recent history. Yesterday was a pretty weird day in the NBA. We had people get traded, more trade rumors. We had all-star reserves get announced. And, and LeBron came back. So that was a pretty big day in the NBA. And also bats flew around the San Antonio arena. And there was no Manu in sight, which was kind of sad. But anyways, that's unrelated. Let's get to the video. Top 10 unexpected transactions of NBA stars in recent history. So notice I'm saying NBA stars, because there have been like other, maybe like surprising moves, I guess, with some people, but maybe like they weren't stars per se. But yeah, like, here's a good example. Austin Rivers, when he got traded for Marcin Gortat. Like, Austin Rivers is a good player. He's not a star, though. And, I mean, it was surprising because, I mean, his dad coaches the Clippers. I know he didn't have he wasn't really, like, the lead executive anymore. But, regardless, it was still pretty surprising. But let's get to number 10. Number 10 just happened this offseason. Kawhi to the Raptors, and, you know, it's Kawhi, Danny Green for DeRozan, Jakob Poeltl, and a pick. But really, it was like basically Kawhi for DeRozan. And I mean, this wasn't too surprising from Kawhi. I guess it was a little, because why would he want to lead the Spurs? I mean, they're not really. I mean, they've made the playoffs longer than any other team in history. Like, they have the longest streak right now. They got LaMarcus, who, shout-outs to him. He made the All-Star game yesterday for, I think, the 7th time in his career. But, yeah. But most of the surprise didn't come from Kawhi, because the whole season before, we kind of had a feeling that he wanted out. It was from DeRozan, because especially since LeBron just signed with, like, the Lakers, the Raptors probably thought they had a chance now that LeBron was out of the East. But, you know, DeRozan ended up getting traded. That's unfortunate. But the Raptors are doing well, and actually the Spurs have started to do well, too. So I guess it's kind of a win on both sides. But, yeah. Number 9, I'd say this guy is kind of a tier below all the other guys, but he's going to probably be an all-star this year. D'Angelo Russell. I think this is more surprising than the number 10 trade because, and keep in mind, these could also be signings, not trades. But this is more surprising because in 2016, Mitch Kupchak signed Timofey Mozgov and Luol Deng, the terrible contracts. Had to get rid of them. And in order to get rid of Mozgov, he had to trade D'Angelo Russell. And I'm sure he did not want to do that. I mean, D'Angelo Russell, he didn't make the All-Star team yesterday, but I have a very strong feeling that he's going to be replacing Victor Oladipo in the All-Star game. But yeah, that was just surprising. Number 8, don't really have to talk about this too much. LeBron to the Lakers. The only thing that was surprising about it is how quick he did it. Everyone thought he was going to the Lakers, but no one thought he'd probably make a decision on the first day. Number 7, Kyrie getting traded to the Celtics. People were kind of confused why he even wanted to go to the Cavs, but more of it was kind of what the Cavs got, because they got Isaiah Thomas, and I mean, he had just come off like a career year, top 5 in MVP voting, and yeah, just kind of sucks to see a guy like that go. Number 6, DeMarcus to the Warriors. We're not going to talk about that too much. I don't want to trigger any Warriors haters, which is a lot of people. Number 5, Paul George with the Thunder. I didn't think he was staying with the Thunder. I thought he was going to the Lakers. They had a terrible series against the Jazz. He said all this talk about how he wanted to be a Laker, grew up in LA. Yeah. So I was really surprised to see him stay. And he also signed on the first day, I believe. Or maybe the second day. But it was really early in free agency. Number 4, another snake to the Warriors. Yeah. We're not going to talk about that either. Number 3 was, actually we'll talk about DeMarcus here, to the Pelicans. Because no one thought he was going to get traded to the Pelicans. Yeah, no one even thought he was really maybe going to get traded. Because it wasn't even in the news. It just broke that one day. He played 2 minutes in the All-Star game that day. And people were like, he played 2 minutes, that's weird. And then it comes out right after the game that he got traded to the Pelicans, which is pretty crazy. Number 2, Blake to the Pistons. No one saw this coming because, we can look at his contract right now. The frick is the contract? Did I pass it? I'm sorry, I don't play this game that much. Whatever. You can see on the top there, it says 4-year contract, salary $32.09 million. Yeah, he just signed a 5-year deal with the Clippers, and they traded him half a season after that happened. I don't think anyone expected that. Yeah, and then number 1, we can just get to the one that happened yesterday. Is he even on the team? No, so 2K doesn't have this even in yet. Yeah, so if you don't know already, you probably do know. Kristaps, Tim Hardaway Jr., Courtney Lee, and Trey Burke to the Mavericks for DeAndre Jordan, Wesley Matthews, Dennis Smith Jr., and I believe a future first rounder or 2 or something. So yeah, that was really crazy. And the craziest thing about it is that it all happened in an hour. I remember looking at my phone yesterday. I think it was 1:40 or something. And it says Kristaps met with the Knicks, and he said he was uncertain about the way the direction they're going in. And I'm okay, maybe he just wants them to bring someone in or make a trade with someone else. And then 15 minutes later, you get an update where it's he left them with the impression that he wants to be traded. I'm did he say that? Or maybe there was more to it. And then 20 minutes later, you get the list of the people interested, the Nets and the Heat, and I think the Spurs were one of them. There was 5 teams. All these teams were interested in Kristaps, immediately after. And then about 15 minutes later, it's Dallas is preparing an offer for Kristaps. And I was whoa. Because everything happened in what did I just say? 15, 20, 15. 50 minutes. The whole thing. Geez, you could literally be awake at 1:30 my time, take a nap for an hour and a half, wake up, he's on a different team. And you wouldn't even know how it all happened because it all happened in that time. That was the craziest thing. And he's only 22. Now, I don't know how bad his injury is. It could be Isaiah Thomas's in the sense that maybe, he doesn't want to come back too early from it or something. I don't know. I don't have that inside information. But I just thought that was mind-blowing. And this is the Knicks' future right here. They're taking a huge gamble. They must be thinking that they can get 2 guys in the offseason for them to be able to trade Kristaps. Because, if they get nobody and they're left with a team of just Cantor and Vonleh and Kevin Knox and Dotson, yeah, I don't know how I'm liking that. But anyways, that's going to do it for the list. Let's probably a few others that I didn't mention. I didn't want to go back like too far in the time. I mean, there's been a lot of crazy stuff that's happened over the past 2 or 3 years alone. I mean, I could have included like the James Harden trade or something. Yeah. I could have included LeBron just going to Miami. I mean, even though I guess that wasn't too surprising. Looking back on it, I guess. But whatever. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.